Okay. Hi. I'm Goddess as again. I want to talk about a lot of churches adopting this dance, hip hop dance in the church. Now, God doesn't have a problem with people dancing. We know David danced out of his clothes. Miriam, she was dancing. We know all through the body, dance is a part of worship. And God, even when he had the wedding, people was dancing, feasting, and he turned the water to wine and told them to be merry, which is, enjoy some of the wine without being drunk. Okay, he still want us to be sober and just enjoy yourself in the festivities. And part of enjoying ourselves is dance, okay? And we know dance is also a worship when it's before God. I look at people, because I came from the Catholic Church, they wasn't doing all of that. And I look at a lot of the ministries now. I didn't have a problem with little children dancing, a little secular, because a lot of them are not filled with the Holy Spirit, and a lot of them don't know the difference. But when they got videos with women twerking, and especially these old women, and I said it for years as a little girl. I said, well, all they seem like they doing, I sit in the back of the church and be like, they just jiggling their booties. Okay, and it's not okay. And God see it. Okay, and he said, what's done in a club, he don't have a problem if you going out, but don't indulge in the sins of the enemy. He said, but when you come to his house, that is supposed to be holy ground. And you should be doing a holy dance. You should be in modest apparel, especially those in the pulpit. But let me stay on the dance. He say, when you see these people that call themselves pastors and they make his club a nightclub for New Year's Eve, he said, that's not me. He say, when you come before me, I don't need the influence of the secular world, a nightclub. He say, why do he? He don't need nightclub music. He need music that reverence him. And if it's a holy dance where you're not being sexually explicit, worldly, then it's okay in his temple, in his house. But the foolery people want you to do inside of the house of God and say is worshiping and glorifying God. He said modest apparel. He set a standard in his house. And he told us to be holy, for he is holy. It used to be a time in the Bible, in the Old Testaments, when the priests went before God, not only did they have robes on, because they had to be seen and set apart, okay, in representation of him. And they would put ropes with bells on it around their waist. Because if they was pretending to be serving God blamelessly and to go before him, they would drop dead. Now, since Jesus, because God didn't accept them, they wasn't acceptable. And the people would have to, they couldn't go in that area of the Holy of Holies. They would have to grab the ropes and pull them out because it was tied around their waist to dispose of their body when it was not glorifying God and blameless before him. God chooses particular people to be in the pulpit. Those who are not tempted to be seductive and worldly and to compromise his ways. They were selected. But when they have to justify bringing worldly things in the church, that dancing and drinking and giving people drugs to come to church, only thing they're doing, giving people drugs and alcohol and stuff, is doing the devil's work, because he is the one trying to seduce you and keep you from being sober minded. Okay, he is the one who is devising your downfall. You up here jigabooing and twerking and all of that. That is to make someone fall into temptation, bring about lust and immorality. Okay, that's not okay. That's not okay. We got to watch ourselves and keep our foot before we go into the house of the God. And when they say keeping your foot, it means keeping yourselves in the ways of God. There's no scriptures behind doing all that in church. Now, if your New Year's came in and you can bring it in and pray and worship at your own house, you can still go to the club. You can have New Year's party, come home, and dedicate the rest of the day to God. Okay? And if you're not, the next day is still fine. Or the day before. God understands when you give a sacrifice before him that is holy. Okay? New Year's was not a day to celebrate in the Bible like that. Okay? It's a day we set aside thanking God for having another year, to see another year. It is a universal birthday. Okay? So let's be mindful of what we do. We're not going to give the enemy power in the church, and we're not going to disrespect God. You people, you need to watch how you're dancing. There's nothing wrong with the pastor go somewhere and he shouldn't be at a nightclub, but the church can have some stuff if they have a venue or activity center that the youth can go to, and they didn't want them in nightclubs, that they can set aside something that's not in the pulpit, not with drugs and alcohol, and they can dance, okay? But not in the holy ground, the church. Okay? That girl goddess. And this is Let's Talk About It. Okay? Y'all be blessed. Bye.